welcome to Kimbo's channel, or welcome back to Kimbo's channel. Today I'm going to continue my project with the Eevee Evolution watercolors that I've been doing. Today I'm going to work with the Sylveon picture. This is my husband's favorite Evolution actually, and so I just wanted to go with that one next. Some things to point out real quick is in my other videos I went over how I selected the paper, how I cut it down to size because I'm doing them all a consistent 8x8. Also, the exact fit sleeves that I have them in, I have those, and something to keep in mind if you do use these is that you need to kind of stretch them out a little bit before sliding in your cards and be very careful with that. They are exact fit, so they're incredibly tight, but they do protect the card when I glue them in. So I go over all of those things. Now, because we got to start all of these out with a little bit of Pokemon facts, Pokemon information, Sylveon is the fairy evolution of Eevee. And so in all of my compositions so far, I've been using Eevee cards. They're all going to be different ones, and as much as I can, I'm going to use the foiling because they're just funner to look at. And this one, unfortunately, is not foiling, but it's just a cute picture, so we're going to use it. And I include the energy type that is necessary for evolving her, or what she runs off of, I guess is the best way to put it. So she's the fairy version of Eevee, and that's why she is so extra and pink, adorable. So I include the energy for that. It's an older one. People that know Pokemon will know that there are no longer, in the card game, fairy Pokemon, so there's no longer fairy energy. They all got lumped into psychic energy. That's why this one's purple and has a different color to it. Makes it a little bit odd, but I wanted to include the Sylveon V because the other ones that I'm doing will include the V card type for each of them, and so I want that consistency, even though it's not consistent with the fairy. But since she is the fairy, I'm going to use that old energy card. Also, it's helpful because it's not usable anymore in the card game. So the first thing we do is prepare the background. I chose this background because I think it's pretty obvious. It's foily and it's got that really Rococo style design, that really girly, for no better term, look to it. I'm just going to go up and down. It actually looks a lot like wallpaper to me. And then I've got this washi tape. I think I'm going to use it on top of something instead of directly on the background so it doesn't get lost, but I think it's quite complementary to kind of the look. So we'll see how that comes in. And then in this book we used earlier for the Leafeon, there is a large picture of Sylveon. So let's see if I can find it. I can't, can I? Earlier it just opened right to it. Well, here's the whole book. There she is. Okay, so it has this whole picture of Sylveon. It's very similar, but I think I'm going to want it the words, or we'll see if we use it. I think I might look into it, or I might just keep the Sylveon. I think I'll just cut out the word Sylveon. So we'll prepare that, and then it's important to get an idea for our layout. So I think with Sylveon, I'm going to go on one side, probably up a little high since I'm going to use a title and washi. I'm going to use Eevee. Oh. Eevee, Energy, Sylveon. There we go. Okay. So again, in previous layouts, I've been not cutting off, but covering up the bottom of the cards because I don't necessarily care to have the words included, and I really am focused on the pictures. It's nice to have these big V cards because it is the whole card is a picture of her. So we're going to stagger them, probably put Eevee straight and Vaporeon, or the V one straight, so they kind of have that going for them. And then I might go fairy first so that I can put this one down on top. We'll see how they glue down. And I'm going to use the Elmer's tape runner on all of them. It's especially important to use these exact fit sleeves if you ever want to pick it up or remove the cards in the future. Okay, so when I first stuck down the Sylveon V, I ended up putting it a little bit off center from where I wanted it, so I was able to peel it back up because of this tape and the sleeves. So I peeled it back up. It gave it a little slight curl to it, but when I put it in the frame, it'll hold it down pretty flat because of how thick this is all going to lay out in that frame space. Something to keep in mind when you're doing your layouts. Now again, we're going to take the Sylveon in here, and I'm going to layer it on top of that energy card a little bit so I get that space I want around it. But I still want some of it visible. Okay, and again, we're going to glue it in with the tape. Okay, I've got the Sylveon cut out from the picture earlier that I showed you. We're going to be putting in the washi tape though first because I don't want this buried by the washi tape, and I also should have held off on putting this one in because I want to put washi tape on the bottom. So we're going to peel it up like I mentioned before, and it's going to get stuck back down, which again, it's the beauty of this tape and the sleeves. Ta-da! There's a little bit of cleanup, but I won't worry since I will be gluing it back down. So with the washi tape, we're going to put one across the bottom and one up the top. Possibly two across the bottom and like a crosshatch. If I can find the end. I tore the beginning just a little bit, but that's okay because we're going to tuck it around the edge. So here you can eyeball it where you want it. We're going to go a little higher than that. So here we have the cross hatching going on. I'm going to go ahead and not go all the way up. This one's going to fit right next to it. But I kind of want that same spacing to kind of give that look. Ta-da! That's a little off. Washi tape's amazing because it's just basically printed masking tape. So we can easily adjust where it goes. Or I'll just use a whole new one if I have to. Da, 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 da. Okay, I think that's a little better. Okay. And then we've got our Sylveon here. Let's first get the card back down. I'm going to reapply glue. Or tape, I mean. Because it's all bundled up. Now I'm eyeballing this. To be more exact, you could run a ruler from the top one along the side to kind of get it in line better. I do prefer to more use my eyeballs. I guess I'm not a perfectionist, but it is an option. And then here we're going to put the Sylveon. I think I'm going to go this way. Okay. And unlike some of the other compositions, I also don't have a sticker of Sylveon. I think that's why I needed to use the book. So I don't have a sticker there, but I think we've got enough going on, especially with the washi. Now with the washies, you can just tuck, just like the stickers on the Leafeon, you can just tuck them around the edge. Okay, so that's our Sylveon picture. It's pretty simple. The cards really speak for themselves on this one, and that washi tape kind of makes it pop as well. So thank you for joining me again. Let me know what you think, if Sylveon is a big one for you, or if you have another one. I'd love to know your favorite. That if we get a vote going, I can decide which one to do next. And thank you for joining me. Goodbye.